Hi, this is RJ Samuel, and I'm doing my author reading from a nice sunny day in Georgia. I did try to do it this morning, but there were a few mishaps. So I'm going to try it now, and I had to accept that there's going to be a doggy sitting on my lap. And I'm going to read from my latest book. It's An Outsider Inside, and I'm going to read somewhere in the middle. The main character, Jaya, is in France, in rural France, trying to trace an Indian woman who's disappeared, Lana. And she's talking to, there's a few characters that she meets there that she's intrigued by. And one of them is Ishmael and his sister, Isabel. That was the low battery warning. So I'm going to talk even faster. So with everything that's been going wrong, I decided to just tape the reading part again. And so Piglet's inside, out of the heat. The wooden shed sits in the middle of a clearing surrounded by trees, their leafy branches hiding the studio from the sky. Strands of green, red, yellow, blue tumble over the scalloped edges of the flower boxes on the windowsills. Isabella opens the door and peers in. He's not here. I follow her into Ishmael's studio and gasp. The beautiful demoiselle. The tube body is an arrow pointing down to earth, the wings soar towards the sky, tender, delicate, laced wood. It is stunning, is it not? Isabella traces her fingers over the interstitial fiber of the wings. I whisper, we saw a live one today. This is more beautiful and more fragile, but it is wood. He is amazing. Me, I cannot create anything. Not painting or drawing, nothing. She smiles, though perhaps now I could make creations with food. She wanders from piece to piece, touching each. I scan the studio. There are other pieces in various stages of forming. You said Ishmael only started sculpting a few years ago? Yes, only after we got to the Limousin. He attended a class in Limoges. And he didn't show this talent earlier, when he was younger? Isabella hesitates, her body shielding a sculpture. She beckons me over. It is the unfinished bust of a deer, features chiseled, emerging smooth from the rough block. Her eyes fill as she places her palm on the cheek of the fawn. He was always artistic, but no, he didn't do anything like this. She faces me. He is a gentle soul. We are all we have, me and him and Frank. And Henri? She looks back at the sculpted wood. And Henri. Where are your parents? Her voice is halting. They passed away when Ishmael was a teenager. He traveled as much as he could. Me, I stayed in Paris. My finger follows the coil of a wood knot behind the ear of the deer. You're devoted to him now, as he is to you. She sighs. Yes, I love seeing him happy. I didn't expect it to be with Frank, but I am happy for him. You're close to Frank, too. Were you friends with him before he went out with your brother? Yes, you could say that. They met through me. And how did you meet Frank? Through Henri? She hesitates. No, I lived in the neighborhood where Frank had his rental property. We used to meet on the street, in the boulangerie, sometimes at the market. I met Henri through Frank. Henri insured the property in Paris and got them to invest in the restaurant here. So did you ever meet Lana and David? Her face lies in the cone of sunlight from the window, so I notice she has a visceral reaction to the names, that her pupils dilate despite the brightness. She says, once or twice, yes, when they came to stay for a weekend, Frank would bring Lana to the boulangerie. David didn't come along. I examine the wall, the tools on the shelves, measure my words. I'm so fascinated with them. Maybe it's because there aren't so many Indians in Ireland, and it sounds like Lana was a beautiful woman. Isabella says, I guess she was. Frank thought so. You didn't? I spin back to her. A pink tinge creeps up her neck. Sorry, yes, of course I did. My eyes are drawn to her cheeks, the changing shades of brown to russet. From how she has been described, I get the impression you look like her. Now the russet spreads into a definite blush. She smiles. Is that the Irish charm or the Indian charm? I return her smile. Both. The curves of her face are similar to Ishmael's, her eyebrows smoother than his, but with a matching elegance. Their eyes are the same almond shape, color a shade of pure cocoa. I'm looking into hers as I stared into Ishmael's earlier, and her beauty is formidable, but not in the riptide surge of my blood with him that threatens to submerge me, to drown me in the drumbeat of my heart. My cells tingle with panic. If I have unwanted reactions with anyone, surely it should be with Isabella, not Ishmael. And if, as I suspect, she is Lana, then I'm already enraptured, tangled in the web of her words. She drops her gaze from my lips and brushes by me to stand at the entrance. She stares out at the cloudless sky. I say, where do you think Ishmael went? I've been avoiding the reason we are there. We both have been. She rests against the door jamb, her shadow following onto the porch and tripping down the wooden stairs. The worry creeps into her voice. I don't know where he is if he isn't here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. All my books are on Amazon, both in paperback and ebook. I hope you check out my website as well. It's rjsamuel.com. That reading was from An Outsider Inside, but I have 4 other novels as well. Thank you so much for listening.